Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are. You are tuned into another edition of Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters October 2024. I am your host, Van Dweller. And what we've got for you today is the first of our two preliminary brackets in the red bracket. It's the one on the bottom of what you're seeing right there. Match number 8, 6, and 16. Just two matches in our preliminary brackets. And these players will be fighting out for a spot in the top 16. Our first match is going to be Wide, the restreamer, and IANKEITH, the person who's not named Ian or Keith. Which, as a Keith myself, I don't know. Are you part of the tribe or not? I don't know. The winner of this match will be taking on the legend, two-time CTM Masters event winner, Zefania NENU. So it's going to be Wide versus IANKEITH, the winner against NENU, and the winner of that second match will win a spot in our top 16, which will happen later in the month of October. So that is what we've got for you today. Let's take a look at our rules. The rules, yes. This is a 32-player 16. What am I saying? 32. I've got this all memorized. It's down pat. So now it's like words are coming through. This is a 32-player single elimination tournament with 2 commas, apparently. Flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by the Nintendo company or whatever, Nintendo of America. On NTSC consoles, players can play on emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified. Except in the ways we want you to modify them, players can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions, whether electronical, mechanical, or biological. No biological turbo. Level 18 starts all the way through DAS Masters. Players will be using the same P-sets re-rolled in between each game of the match. And players, make sure you've got your hertz and input display turned on. Players, make sure to heed the spirit of DAS. This is a DAS tournament, not a DAS mimicking tournament. This is not a 9 hertz tap the whole way through and call it DAS because, whatever. No, this is a DAS tournament, meaning you should be primarily, and in the overwhelming majority of cases, using the press and hold method of moving the pieces left and right. Best of 5 throughout. Also, players, make sure there's no real-time advice. Do not pause at all unless I say so, which I'm never going to say so. So don't do it. And the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which currently stands at $596.82. Boy, let me use that Matcherino command. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to use the Matcherino command in the chat and see what comes up. All right, I'm pressing it in. What happens? On Twitch, we've got 2 links. One says Masters, one says DAS Masters. If you want to contribute to this tournament, click the one that says DAS Masters. That'll take you to the landing page for this tournament. There's a 2-click login, and then you can, contribute. You hit the button that says contribute. Now, on YouTube, that link goes only to the Masters tournament, not the DAS Masters tournament. So I'm going to plop the DAS Masters one in there as well into the chat just to make sure that y'all have it. And feel free to pass it around. I got to update that Nightbot thing, and I will eventually do it sometime before the end of next year. Okay, well, that is the prize pool. And by the way, we want to make sure that prize pool gets to at least $1,000 because right now at $596, we're only paying the top 4. That thing about Frozen is wrong. Don't look at that. I don't know where my other slide went. I made a corrected slide, but for some reason it's not showing. Anyway, we will pay the top 4 right now. If we get to $1,000, we will pay the top 8. So that would be the top quarter of the tournament. That is what we want to do. So please help us get to $1,000. That means we're just, what, $303.18 away from doing that? So go on and, $403. I can't do math, but it's whatever. It's within reach. If we kick in $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever, maybe the occasional $50. If you love Tetris, you want to see the players keep putting in time and keep showing up to these tournaments for your entertainment, pitch into the prize pool. It is Saturday, so we're going to call it a $7 Saturday. Go ahead and kick in $7 to the prize pool. That's a good number. All right, so that's that. Also want to thank our contributors to our Patreon. Those are our supporters that keep us going as a channel. This tournament, it hemorrhages money, so these patrons are helping a lot to make sure that I don't have to go get a part-time job bagging groceries or driving for Uber. So Mega Masters level patrons, Scott Gray 76, K9 watching Tetris, Tachnerus, thank you so much. Whoops. Corporal 381 shall be satisfied at the Masters level. Bracket sponsor level, Cat 91, Jay in the window, Troy Dan, Kim S, and our sticker and double sticker club level members and community levels. Thank you so very much. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris. We rely on it. Believe me, if we didn't have this, CTM would be over. I'm not even kidding. It would be gone. I mean, it's almost still gone, but if you want to forestall its eventual demise, patreon.com/monthly Tetris. Let me see if our players are there. Our players are here. They're bored. Those are the wrong names. Let me just fix the names here real quick. I guess I didn't update from the last one. But players, I'm going to go ahead and give you your pieces while I shore this whole thing up. Here are your pieces, players. Yep, the new Sharky, guys. So what is it, 22 and 27? 22 and 27. Make sure your hertz and input displays are on. Oh, wait, you're Sharky too. Why are you that? Oh, I see why. Goodbye. All right, now you're good. Guys are like sleeping like, oh, Vandy, will you shut up? Nobody cares. And you're right. No one does. Rip. Okay, let's find the blue bracket people. Blue. No, you're in. What are you in? Red? You're in red. Let's find the red bracket. Blue bracket is over. 22 and 27 right. There it is. All right, let's check, make sure the pieces are good and the same, and that is what we want. 652-71, 652-71. We are ready to go. Wide, and Ian Keith here in round one. The winner plays NENU 3-1 Tetris. This is a DAS tournament, Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters. DAS is what we are doing. I should refresh one of these players because their internet might be slow or something. I'm not sure. But I'll refresh him. All right, yeah, it's a little bit. All right, we're caught up now. On the left side of your screen, it is Wide, a prolific restreamer in the classic Tetris scene and a keyboard dasser. Actually, is it two keyboard dassers? Wait, what? That's crazy. No, one keyboard dasser. Ian Keith is on a controller. All right, calm down. We got it, buddy. Wide on the keyboard, out of New Zealand, seed number 22. Qualifying in with a max out average 1.02 million. It's got a PB of a 1.2. that left side for wide is going to be a problem. Doesn't have a lot of burns left, and that left side is going to need pieces to be burned. So he's going to have to quick tap something over, and no, the bar is going to hang. So that Tetris from IANKEITH is going to do it, and you could see exactly what happened. He covered the well like by one too high. That left side left him no burns whatsoever. And that is a quick game number 1 for IANKEITH. Wide, what are you doing? Wah, 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 wah. All right, I'm feeling a little goofy, so I got to rein it in, but we'll be all right. Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to introduce IANKEITH. My God, Wide is like, nope, it's my whole thing. All right, let's give these players some new pieces. Warm up is done. E11C C0. Like right now, YouTube is so far behind they haven't even seen the beginning of it, and you've already topped out. All right, I think they're caught up now. Vandy feeling Tyler tonight? Maybe a little bit. I gotta rein it in. By the way, Gilded Lizard and Chef Boyard Jeebs, thank you for the subscriptions. Appreciate that. C's are going to be E11CCO. Got it. Players are wiping down their hands. Andrew Meep with the late pin, but we'll take it. All right, it is game number 2, Wide and IANKEITH. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So anyway, that was Wide on the, on the left side, having a rough go of it in game number 1. We'll see if he can turn it around here for game number 2. On the right side, IANKEITH, another prolific restreamer in the community. And, you know, it's got some accomplishments in 2022 and 2023. IANKEITH had deep runs in the Classic Tetris World Championship silver brackets. In 2022, finished as the runner-up against Asian. And that, of course, is comical. You know, that was covered by Asian's local news as Asian was introduced on that newscast as the Tetris champion. They didn't realize it was like the silver bracket. On that right side, Wide in trouble again. No more burns. All right, there's that one burn. So I was going to have to get something to that left side that Jay gets over. He's going to bring it down. Okay, so it looks like Wide this time is back down to safety. And, of course, in 2023, IANKEITH finished in the top 4 of the silver bracket. Boxy says, don't forget IANKEITH also got into Stupid Monthly Masters that one time. That is true. That is true. Back in 2021, he got into it. Now, he went out in the round 1, but that's okay. We don't have to mention that. 118 for IANKEITH, 116 for Wide, who all of a sudden has a good, clean board. Tetris there for Wide, 140 and 140 for IANKEITH, so tied in score. Wide a little bit ahead in lines-ish. Ian gets a Tetris 163. All right, the adjustment for Wide here, that's going to make the stack go a little bit higher, but also maybe result in some efficiency. Ends up having to take a double for burns anyway, so maybe it's 6 on one hand, half dozen on the other. But, you know, you got to try things. Long bar over Tetris, Wide 188, 186 for IANKEITH. Now, Wide is another one with no Liquipedia page, and so we've got to get people over there volunteering for Liquipedia Tetris. That is what we need. That is what I need anyway. Maybe you all don't need it, but I rely on that Liquipedia. That's like gold to me. Sonic the Screw says there is still a lot to be done. 261 for Ian Keith, 281 for wide. Ian Keith is named neither Ian nor Keith. .305 wide, 267 Ian Keith. All right, okay, there's a nice S piece for the middle of that stack. The T is going to help uncover that well. Ian Keith takes this game, gets a Tetris, 294, 329 for wide. So wide with a good, pretty decent pace considering that start. Has to cover a gap here. And now, okay, nice single and triple and another single to uncover that right side. Now, looking for a well-timed bar. Oh boy, okay, here we go. He's gonna pile like 4 or 5 rows of garbage over that well. He's gonna uncover again, waiting out that bar. Long bar over, Tetris wide, 366, 345 Ian Keith. Long bar column 9 for Ian Keith to get set up. Long bar over Tetris. Needs something to fill out that left side. That long bar will do nicely. A T. And now is that double. Nice safe double well over there in columns 9 and 10. And gives him a lot of flexibility here. Long bar over Tetris. Ian Keith. Wide going to take a double with a long bar down the middle. That's going to open up that right side. Well, he'll get a Tetris 437. The winner of this match goes on to play Zefania NENU in round 2. And so we've got quite a spread of players. We got wide New Zealand, Ian Keith on the East Coast of the United States, and then we got NENU in Indonesia. Wide is into 19. He's now at 493. Ian at 489. Just about the same line count, same score, neck and neck at that 19 transition. Ian gonna miss that S spin, and now needs to get somebody to that right side. Does, and he's gonna bring this down just row by row. All right, a couple of nice L pieces. That's going to help. Uncovers that right side. No, he's going to get set up. Sometimes you see players take that triple just to kind of reset and just kind of figure out what they want to do next. And no, Ian going to go for it. It works. Long bar over Tetris wide, 554, 526 for Ian Keith. We're on level 21, the green level. All right, that left side. Okay, gonna bring this down with a Tetris wide. He's gonna be able to access that left side now. It had like a 2 deep kind of a J dependency on that left, but no problem. Brings it down. 610 wide, 570 for Ian Keith, separated by about a Tetris or so. Wide puts in, gets another Tetris. Ian Keith gonna take a triple down the middle rather than trying to set up for some center well something. Long bar over Tetris wide, level 23, 673. Long bar over Tetris for Ian Keith. He's got a gap in row 1, column 3. That's gonna, and then he's got a couple other gaps in stack here. He's gonna work these down. Board not too high, but kind of dependent here. And now he's kind of forced to make some spires and overhangs, and this could spell doom for Ian Keith. And yes, it is gonna spell doom for Ian Keith here in game number 2, and wide is good in game number 2, tying up this match at 1 game apiece. If you want to mullen it out, that's okay. Wide's like, nah, I wanna, let's get out of here. Let's move on. While I still, see, that's me. I never really mullen it out unless I'm close to anything, because I don't know how much good play I have in me, so I don't want to waste it on lines that don't matter. Mullening is cringe. GG's. You've gotten max outs before. Good job. Yeah, and it's not like you're gonna get 3 max outs in a row, so I even try, right? All right, new pieces, players. By the way, thanks to players for our for your flexibility in scheduling. Appreciate that. This could have been a potentially disastrous one to schedule. 3C7368. Those are the pieces. 3 Charlie 7368. So thanks to our players, especially Ian Keith. It's a little later than probably he want to play, but just, you know what? Got to get it done. Tetris sleeps for no one. All right, 3C7368, 3C7368. We are good. Pieces are good. All right, everybody, let's get started. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between Wide and Ian Keith. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Ian Keith says it's only going on 11:30. Well, you know. Our Tetris old heads, they got to get to bed. They got to wake up and mow the lawn tomorrow. It's Sunday morning. Got to mow that lawn. Ian Keith's got 11,000 pushdown points at least. Maybe more than that. 24,700. Yeah, maybe more than that. And Wide with at least 19 pushdown, 20 pushdown points. Oh, my word. Tetris Wide 114. No burn so far for Wide, plus pushdown points. So this is perfect plus. All right, Tetris Wide 165. Ian at 162, so we're pretty darn close. Just 3,000 points separating these two players at the same line count. Tetris, Ian Keith. Wide is playing on keyboard. Ian Keith is on the Nintendo controller. And I do have Wide's camera reversed, so you may look like he's got his hand positions reversed for the inputs, but that's just because the camera's reversed. Dirty Tetris, Ian Keith, column 8, 2 rows off the bottom. He's set up again for a Tetris. All right, Wide going to take a wise triple on that right side. We're experiencing a drought. Oh, and that left side for Ian Keith, he's got no burns. This could be a real, well, he actually could have taken a double with an S for the burns, but he's going to get a long bar down for a Tetris. He actually could have taken that burn with the S, and that would have kept the Tetris well open. I'm not sure that he saw it or was 100% certain, but he's going to survive that. Still not out of the woods, but has brought this stack back down to safety considerably. Would love an L piece, gets an L piece. That's going to be a good for a triple. Maybe a little bit of a ghost burn there, not sure, but he's getting it down. 279 for Ian Keith. 286 for Wide. Yeah, Ian has got like a 2x3 hole in the middle of the stack that was covered by a couple rows. Finally, gonna uncover that. Not quite Tetris ready. Oh, and Ian Keith actually setting up dirty column 3, 1 row off the bottom, trying to keep it open. And now he's 6 deep in that hole, so he can take a burn or two, especially with, oh no, and that left side for Wide. I don't think that's accessible at all. He's gonna have to do something, and no, that's gonna be a top out for Wide, and Ian is good. So some clutch survival from Ian Keith is going to be the difference in that one. You can see again Wide just didn't have burns and it was too high on that left side. So clutch survival from Ian Keith will be the difference in that one. And it's why, especially, in DAS, but in Tetris, in all the time, just never stop Just never stop fighting. Never stop digging. Try to stay alive. Do not give up. All right, players are ready to go, so let me give them some pieces. My keyboard's being a little weird here. Okay. New pieces are going to be 9B, D6, 6A, 9B, D6, 6A. By the way, I want to thank a couple of contributions to the prize pool. Let's get our players started and I'll thank them. All right. Players are ready. Ian Keith up 2-1. It's match point 4. Ian Keith wide needs to win to force a deciding game 5. 3-2-1 Tetris. By the way, thank you to who? To 2 people who have contributed to the prize pool. One of them is Kitches, I think it's pronounced. Kitches with the contribution of $35 says, good luck. Not directed at anyone in particular, just a generic, general good luck to really everyone, I think. And also, Josh Gronsky with the contribution of $53.18 to get us to an even $6.50 and says, let's go, not Ian, not Keith. So that brings us to an even $6.50. Thank you, Josh and Kitches, for the contribution. Appreciate that. We're underway here in game number 4. So now we're just $3.50 away from our top 8 incentive, and I think I like 1,000 for the top 8 incentive overall for this tournament. I think it's about right. We don't want to, you know. I don't know. Maybe we could do. I don't know. Might be all right. Tetris for wide 122, 121 for Ian Keith. Vance says, "Who is Ian Keith if not Ian nor Keith?" You know, I make it a habit to try not to remember the players' names. Like, you know how awkward it is? Like, you go to a live tournament or convention or whatever, and then you know online people as their online names. And then you're just calling them that in public, and it's just awkward. To just like shout across the room like, "Hey, Rogue Potato," you know? You don't want to shout it, Rogue Potato, across a crowded room. Speaking of Rogue Potato, thank you for the contribution, $16.66. That is going to bring our prize pool up to 66666, and people do love palindromic or repeating things or patterns. People do like those amounts. So thank you so much, Rogue Potato. Appreciate that. Flyheck in the chat. Welcome. No Injustice Lasts Forever in the YouTube chat. Welcome. $309 Ian Keith, $272 for wide. All right, Tetris, Ian Keith. He's got a gap there in row 1, column 1. So let's see if he's gonna. No, he's just gonna burn this away. He's not gonna go with any weird left well or anything like that. All right, wide, you know, has got a stack where he's sort of tucking in from the side, like lots of overhangs. Man, that's going to end up causing a little bit of a gap. These are low and easy, and he should be able to clear these away. And a couple of nice pieces here. Used well to create a well and get a Tetris wide 348 for wide 359 for Ian Keith. Tetris IANKEITH 405, 372 for wide. We do have a match coming up after this, so the winner of this will play Zafania NENU. Tetris IANKEITH 452. I'm going to throw another long bar down that right side to try to clean some of this up. One row, well, a couple of gaps in rows 1 and 2. Now 1 and 3. So going to work trying to clear these away. Left side triple for IANKEITH's going to knock this down a bit. Line dependent on that right side. We'll see, is he going to build for a dirty? Yes, an opportunistic dirty Tetris for IANKEITH. Very nifty. .413 wide, 486 IANKEITH. Sets up long bar column 9 and J into column 2 to get Tetris ready. And we're just 14 lines away from the 19 transition. Tetris for IANKEITH 510, 439 for wide. It looks like wide's been kind of burning for a while. And just trying to get maybe a couple of scores here before that 19 transition. All right, nice adjustment there for wide to keep that column 2 and 3 accessible and flexible. 487 into 19 for wide, 541 into 19 for IANKEITH. So about a 55,000 point difference at transition. That's a little over 2 Tetrises. Tetris is on 19 worth 24,000. Tetris wide 547. We're into level 20 now, the blue level. All right, IANKEITH is going to get a Tetris, but now it's got kind of holes, various columns, various rows, not high on the board yet. So should be manageable. Oh, wide's going to use that long bar to uncover the well on that right side. And oh no, IANKEITH, that S does not get over. And Ian trying to get any last points he can. Top out at 602. The target is 603 for wide. There's a Tetris 593. So just about 9,000 points away for wide. He's got forever and a day to do it. He just single and double all day long. And just a few lines to go. There's one. There's a single. Needs one more line clear. Would do it. And there's the double just for good measure. Wide is good. In game number 4, we've got ourselves a D Snyder. I mean, a D Sider. What? Oh my goodness. There's nobody old enough in this chat to know who D Snyder is. Okay. The name is familiar. Twisted Sister. Yes, indeed. Twisted Sister. Good job. All right, let us get these players some new pieces. The Twisted Sisters, first of all, it's not the Twisted Sisters, it's just Twisted Sister, actually. Oh wait, that's on a countdown. Wrong button. We need a seed. All right, the new pieces are going to be 5B4939, 5B4939. Sorry about that. Wrong button. 5B49. I can't believe I'm pinning my own seed. Can you believe it? I can't believe I'm pinning my own seed. What is this world coming to? All right, let's check the seed checker, make sure we're good. 5B4939, 5B4939. Both players are ready. It is a decider. The winner goes to round number 2 to face Zafania NENU. Who's it going to be? I don't know. That's why we're going to play it. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Now that we're almost done with the match, let's go ahead and fix the camera. Okay. Sounds good. Perfect. All right, long bar down for wide. Each player has a Tetris. Ian's going to get another one. All right, long bar over for wide, 99,000, 98,000 for IANKEITH, a virtual dead heat between these two players, really on opposite sides of the world. IANKEITH on the east coast of the United States, wide New Zealand. All right, long bar over for wide, 170. I'm going to start to reestablish here. IANKEITH with the Tetris, and a good time to get it because it started to spire in the middle of the stack there, and also various tuck setups as well. That could have gone awry fast, but that Tetris will help. Long bar down for wide. Now can access that left side, take care of that S flat that he put all the way to that left. 219 for wide. The Tetris for IANKEITH, 200, just about that same line count. So wide ahead by almost a Tetris worth of points. All right, both players setting up with long bars in column 9. IANKEITH gets his Tetris. Wide's board starting to get a little bit high here. It's going to take a triple. And another skim here waiting out his long bar. And now doesn't have really easy burns here. Okay, gets a... Oh, no, that L to the left. Wide is scrambling. And Wide just trying to eke out whatever points he can. He is ahead of IANKEITH right now. And that's going to be a top out from wide. IANKEITH slots in a Tetris, and that is going to clinch the match. So couple of relatively early top outs in this match for wide. And that is going to doom him in this match. But, you know, a good, exciting grinder of a match overall. IANKEITH's going to take this one. It seemed like it was close the entire way. Wide, hope to see you again next month or next whenever we do another DAS Masters. And also, you're a kind spirit and a wonderful friend. So thank you so much, Wide. Have a great day. All right, we're gonna go ahead and set up our next match. Zefania NENU will be replacing Wide on that left side of the screen when we return. I like that. What is that? All right, what is NENU? NENU is number. NENU is number 11. I should report this while I'm thinking about it. And while I remember it's a decider, that would be good. All right, we're just about set up here. We just need to find number 11 left. Yes. Okay, so I think that's right. Do we get the game too? Player 1 game should be 11. Player 1 camera 11. Okay, good. I don't have my buttons. And we'll switch it to round 2. We'll give everybody their points back to 0. There it is. Yeah, I got to do all this manually. I'm on a different computer and I don't have all my buttons, so apologies, everybody. Let's give our players some pieces now. And then we can get them started. And in the meantime, I will do all the things I need to do. Do the needful. NENU, make sure that your input display and hertz counter are on. And our pieces players are going to be 8E, B6, B6, 8E, B6, B6, 8E, B6, B6. 8E, B6, B6. Very good. Excellent. All right. And we got a hover 3 from NENU. He's partying like it's 2021. All right, folks, let us get our players underway. It is round 2. The winner goes to the top 16. I got rid of the input display and I did that. All right. Anyway, yes. It is round 2, NENU and IANKEITH in Classic Tetris Monthly Das Masters Red Bracket. The winner of this match goes to the top 16. Let's get him started in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left side is really a legend of the classic Tetris scene. Has played in Classic Tetris Monthly for a long time, going back all the way to 2019. And in his first month, he was in the top 4. And in his career has won 2 Classic Tetris Monthly Masters events. And actually set a record for the time between like a first and second victory. Won his first Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event in September of 2019, so 5 years ago. And that finals was a 3-0 win over Berenyi KFT, aka Richard. And then, what, like 18 months later, was it? Won in May 2021 against Jerpy, a 2-time CTM Masters event winner. And then to top it all off, the inaugural month of this new Das Masters event, NENU came in second behind our first ever winner, Pixel Andy, coming in at seed number 11 out of Indonesia with a PB of 1.3. Yes, one of the few players with a 1.3. It is Zafanya NENU. On the right side, it's IANKEITH. All right, let's get to the game now. 186. No, I'm just kidding. IANKEITH, of course, a legendary restreamer in the scene, and a boy, there's so much you can say about IANKEITH. You know, boy, wow. But no, a legendary longtime member of the classic Tetris scene, a legendary restreamer across really every event. Does stuff for Classic Tetris Monthly. Does stuff for Wars. I'm sure he must be in the Kingsman cinematic universe. And, of course, was the runner-up in the Classic Tetris World Championship Silver Bracket in 2022. That was against The Asian, and followed it up the next year with a top 4 finish in the Silver Bracket. It is, out of the United States, seed number 27 with a PB of 1.21. IANKEITH. Now, Ian took out wide in round number 1 to get here. 329 for NENU, 269 for IANKEITH. Yeah, it was 20 months. That's what it was. Legendary 20 months for NENU in between CTM Masters wins. Ian, with some complications in his board, takes a flat long bar burn there to get rid of them. NENU at 399, IANKEITH at 308. And again, two players who are on opposite sides of the world. NENU in Indonesia, IANKEITH on the east coast of the United States, or at least in Eastern time anyway. Now, of course, NENU has a lot of other accomplishments besides just the 2 Masters wins. Has won a Classic Tetris Brawl, won multiple early seasons of Classic Tetris League, won the Tetris Effect Connected World Championship Classic Score Attack. IANKEITH topped out. I'm still introducing our players, and IANKEITH tops out at 318, so NENU is good. Ay, ay, ay. You know, I'm sitting here reading Liquipedia, and IANKEITH topping out. So that's going to be game 1 for NENU. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Burrow. That was the right thing to do. Thank you. All right, let's get these players some new pieces. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have said your name. I mean, thank you, random YouTube mods. All right, new pieces. Whoops. New pieces, C8, FA, F7. Sorry about that. C8. I have a bad habit of saying which mod did a thing. C8, FA, F7. Let me see. The YouTube mods are, you know, they are the atlases on which the YouTube Tetris world depends. So thank you. You're bearing the weight of the world on your shoulders. All right, let's make sure that we've got C8FA. C8FA F7. Yes. All right, both players are ready. Let's get them started. NENU takes game number 1. See what happens in game number 2. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. By the way, we've had... I want to make sure we thank our contributors to our prize pool this month. Scott Gray, $500. Josh Gronsky. Whoops. Well, we'll thank people later, actually. I'll thank him again in a little bit. But thanks to Scott Gray for the $500 contribution. NENU has four back DAS max outs. Yeah, no. I didn't remember that. Tetris NENU 77,000. Oh, excuse me. I muted the wrong thing. I muted the music and kept the cough in the microphone. My apologies, guys. Listen, it's late, okay? Tired. Mute the music and make sure that cough is really isolated. Make sure that everyone really hears it. We really need people to hear it. Tetris NENU 169, 60,000 for Ian Keith. Thank you for the cough. Yeah, people are loving it. I should be in radio. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'd be fired on the first day. 66,000 for Ian, 192 for NENU. All right, Ian going to end up having to create a gap after taking a little bit of a burn. It's a gap on row 1, so we'll see how he's going to handle this. He's going to burn it all away. Okay. So no problem. He's just going to take the burns, but he is far behind NENU. NENU with a 215. And Ian Keith was 76,000 through 56 lines. I don't even know if there's a Tetris in there. That might be Ian's first Tetris or maybe only his second one, but oh my word. 220 NENU. NENU fighting in the middle of the board with gaps, and it's one of those things where you like uncover one gap and you create another one because they're all so close. All right, NENU bringing this down, just one piece away from uncovering that well. And he does so. Long bar over. Tetris NENU 253, 145 for Ian. Tetris NENU 276, 145. Ian, another Tetris. Oh, Jore Jaha, a Mork from Orc reference might be a little bit too dated for 98% of the people in chat right now. 196 Ian Keith, 324 for NENU. But there's always one. Whenever NENU plays, there's always someone saying Nanu Nanu. You know, always one person. And Jore Jaha, it is you this time. $351 NENU through 92 lines. Tetris. Same line count. Ian Keith 223. And he's going to get a Tetris 245. So NENU right now, about 120, about 130,000 point lead. Nice C-spin for Ian Keith in the middle of that board. That's going to get, it's going to preserve him being Tetris ready. Create no gaps. Very nice for Ian. 292 for him. 423 NENU. Tetris Ian Keith 315. Still about that 130,000 point lead. Just about 20 lines to go till that 19 speed increase. And there'll be 100 lines of that before basically terminating on level 29, the DAS kill screen, until until someone proves otherwise. Now, Andy has played into level 32. There's players who've gotten level 30s and all that. But so far, you know, like a non-hyper tapping, just like slow tapping, I am not sure how much further we can get into level 29. NENU with a dependent board here, a couple of long bar holes, and didn't quite get all the bars here, but still keeping it low, but just one line to go until 19. So NENU's going to transition pretty awkwardly here. Needs to get somebody to that left side and does so. That was a quick tap, I believe, or at least full dash. NENU going to down stack and bring it down for a Tetris. 532 on level 20. 401 for IANKEITH. He's got a good board here. Needs a few pieces to get Tetris ready. All right, Ian trying to avoid taking burns here. All right, a couple of nice pieces here to get Tetris ready for IANKEITH. Long bar over Tetris. 432 for him. 536 for NENU. NENU's trying to avoid this board getting too high here. A nifty flat placement on that left side to connect the edge of the board to the middle of the board, which is going to allow him to stay alive. So some big brain moves from NENU to stay alive, and now he is Tetris ready at 547 here on 21. He's taken the skims, and he gets it, Tetris. I thought NENU was done for, but this dude is alive. 578 for him, 490 for IANKEITH. Gets it, Tetris. Another one for NENU. So about an 87,000 point lead for NENU. Tetris and actually now that the lines are the same, it's about a 60,000 point lead. So about a 60,000 point lead for NENU. IANKEITH with a good board, getting up kind of high though, and can't really access that left, so has to create a gap in the middle of the stack. Gets a Tetris to bring it down. And now with Love a Long Bar, gets one. It's good for a triple, a couple rows, or maybe it's a double, a couple rows off the bottom in column 8. And now he's got gaps. He's got a low board here, but he's got gaps that he's just going to have to work away. And NENU not quite ready to capitalize here. IANKEITH able to kind of pile up high on that right side. Okay. And he's just going to take that triple. He's got a clean board. So great down stacking here from IANKEITH, 608. And actually, through that whole while, Ian picked up. He closed the lead a little bit during that time, just by a couple thousand points. IANKEITH now 672, NENU 701. Long bar over Tetris, NENU 734. Another Tetris, NENU, another one for IANKEITH. We're on level, or just about to head into level 27 in IANKEITH's case. NENU already there at 768. Tetris, IANKEITH. Now we're on level 27. Separated by a couple of lines and 60,000 points. NENU still in the lead. All right, Ian's going to fill in the middle of that stack. That might have been a quick tap from IANKEITH. I don't know enough about IANKEITH's play to know quick tap abilities, but no, high centering here. IANKEITH and needs to find something and is run out of burns. That's going to be a top out for IANKEITH. 747 on level 27. NENU is already good. He's at level 28 with an 848, and he's going to Tetris into 29 at 884. NENU is good and takes game number 2. NENU up 2 games to none. GG. So you like it when players go all or most of the way. Yeah, agree. Tetranomia says if it's past level 26, it's all the way. I agree, because around 26, when you're behind, you're going to start to go aggro anyway. So it's really just like, you know, am I going to get the RNG? Am I going to be able to execute both of those things together or not? And so it kind of is like all the way. Because at that point, you're just gambling and, you know, pressing and praying. All right, let's get these players some new pieces. B575 5B, B575 5B. By the way, I want to thank our contributors. I'll thank them in a moment here. Make sure the seed checker is good. B5755B, B5755B. All right. Both players are ready. NENU looking to wrap it up right now. IANKEITH wants to get on the comeback trail and maybe start a reverse sweep situation. It all starts here with game 3. Let us get him started. 3-2-1 Tetris. Thanks to those of you so far who have contributed to the prize pool. We got Scott Gray 76 at 500. Omen Voir 53.18. Kitches $35. Tom J 28.21. Rogue Potato 16.66. Zalazawi with the 11.11. Whoops. Buffet Master each with $5. So thanks to those of you who have contributed to the prize pool. The goal is to get to $1,000 and then we can pay our top 8. So if you are watching right now, I'm asking if you can contribute to that prize pool. I will throw the Das Masters link into the YouTubes. This is the one right here, actually. Das Masters, the one that I put in there. The other one, yeah, I've got to figure out I got to change the message so it includes Das Masters and Masters on YouTube. So this is the one you want to go to if you want to contribute to Das Masters. If you want Das tournaments to continue. You know, it's kind of racking my brain here. You know, before it's like, man, you know, there are people that try to go full-time with their streams, or at least, you know, a good part-time job or whatever. That's what I'm trying to do with Classic Tetris Monthly. So I said, all right, well, we got to do more streams. We got to do them at the highest level. What should we do? And I said, well, let's give the people what they want. People have been asking for a DAS-only tournament. It's taken off. People are enjoying it. And we just need to keep supporting the stream and show, you know, if you like this kind of competition, if you love watching it, you get a lot of value out of it, please do consider supporting the channel. You can do so on Twitch with bits and subs and Amazon Prime subscriptions. $193 here for NENU, $212 for IANKEITH. You can support us on YouTube with super chats and stickers. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/monthly Tetris. So do consider supporting the channel and keep this tournament going. $263 NENU, $261 for IANKEITH. I really don't want to have to go work at I mean, walking distance to a couple of grocery stores, you know, so I could go get a job, part-time job. But then I would have to do less Tetris, which is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to do more Tetris. 306 from IANKEITH, 286 from NENU. What was the result between Wide and IANKEITH? It was a decider. One thing that we are contemplating, and I've pretty much guaranteed, or at least I promised Pixel Andy that we would do it, is maybe a one-off, a Tap Masters. I've resisted doing Tap Masters. I've said publicly I don't want to do one. But Andy, I was watching him play Tap the other night for his Stillwater qualifier. 319 for NENU, 353 for Ian here, 79 lines in. I was watching him do some crazy stuff with Tap, and it started to, I don't know, it started to get me curious about, like, what would tapping look like? What would a tapping-only tournament, or at least tapping and below, look like today? And people in the chat started to kind of wonder about that. So at some point in the near future, we are going to do a Tap Masters. It will not be monthly, but we're going to do it. 445 for IANKEITH. Yeah, I'll say like 85% sure I'm going to do it. And I did a little poll in one of the like little Masters only channels on Discord, and overwhelmingly people want to be involved. There, you know, a few people who don't, and that's okay. But overwhelmingly, people do want to see it. They do want to be involved. So again, I don't want to do it every single month. I don't want to, you know, maybe once a year. And just see the state of the art. Tap only or mixed? Well, it's going to be tap and below because you can't, like, somebody's in the middle of a game. 517 here for Ian, 482 for NENU. Someone's in the middle of a game and their hand hurts or something. Are you going to say, no, you cannot use DAS, you must tap? And they're like, you know, not the tapping Gestapo. But the point is to see what, like, play CTM like it's 2019, right? Like, see, what would CTM be like if rolling had never happened? 546 for IANKEITH, 498 for NENU. No roll November? I know. We should do no roll November. A lot of people saying Alex T would take over. I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen high-level tapping-only competition. 546 transition for NENU here on 19. It's been a while since we've seen everybody doing it all at once. We have no idea what people have got in the tank. Alex T at the time was the fastest tapper, like pure tapper, unless you count like, well, even if you count like Moya tapping, which would be allowed. Alex did get tap rollover. Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, I think it's, I wasn't curious before. I was worried about like injuries and stuff like that. But if players want to do it, they can, you know, they can decide what's good for them or not. 626 for IANKEITH, 680 for NENU. Ian needs to win this one to stay in. And he's back by about 28,000 points. Also back by a few lines. He's got lines in hand. Should it come to that, call it Retro Masters? No, we're just going to call it Tap Masters and just explain that it's tap and below. Oh no, IANKEITH going to high center there and could not get the piece around. And NENU is going to defend his spot in the top 16. We'll be moving on to round 3. That is the round of 16. IANKEITH, there was an attempt. You tried, you played valiantly, but in the end, you know, running into NENU is a real tough draw there. So IANKEITH, you did great. Congratulations to you for winning a round here. NENU, you will be moving on, and thank you to both of you for your flexibility and scheduling. Okay, so that is gonna do it for this thing. Let me report this. We'll show you the updated brackets and where we stand. We'll give you a tour of the brackets. Let me just report the thing. NENU 3-0. I mean, myself personally, like if I were even playing against NENU, if I even earned a spot to play against NENU, I would be personally thrilled because, I mean, he's like one of my Tetris idols. Anyway, all right, let's take a tour of the brackets. Thank you again, NENU. If you don't want to tour the brackets, I will tell you at least when the next stream is going to be. That's going to be tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. So I believe that is 2200 UTC. If you are a UTCer, if you're a Central Timer, Chicken Sandwich Time person, 5 p.m. tomorrow. That's going to be the other red bracket. So let me show you where we stand right now. Well, that is the overall tournament. We've got, well, this is not, you're not going to see that. Anyway, Blue is ready to go. Blue is all done. We're going to have 2 matches there. Those are top 16 matches all the way on the right. Matt Martin and Sharky. Giovanni versus Scotto. These are huge matchups. Green, we've got one result. AV Geek versus Storm. The top one won't be resolved until like November 2nd at least because travel. Here in the red bracket, Wide versus IANKEITH. Zafanya NENU going to win against IANKEITH. NENU will take on Bendy. Red tomorrow will be Dylan versus Somalian. The winner takes on Tommy NTG. And the winner of that will earn a spot in the top 16 against Fractal. But tomorrow it's those two matches, Dylan versus Somalian and winner versus Tommy. And then the green bracket, yeah, that's going to be kind of a mess. And then the orange bracket is like a total, the total mess, which might have to happen. I don't know when that's all going to happen. That's kind of a mess too, but we're going to figure it out. Honestly, we have all of November to get this DAS Masters done. And we started late in the month, very late, like halfway through the month. So we're actually on track. So it's no big deal. But anyway, that is what we've got Scooty and Hana, Miles versus winner, and then Pixel Andy versus the winner. And then Hidari versus Timmy Kim, winner against Wallband, and Alias against winner. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of where we're at. If you want to see overall what this tournament looks like, that is what it looks like. It is a flat bracket. And basically the top 16 are the third columns from the left and right. So those are the top 16 matches. So that is a tour of your bracket. And here is the top 16, what it looks like right now. Let me refresh it and just make sure that we are good. Yeah, so that is the top 16 right there. So far, I'm liking this format. We've already had 2 players from the 17 through 32 seeds make it into the top 16. My guess is that we would have 3 players overall from below the fold make it up to round 3, the round of 16. So, and that's what we want. We want players to have the opportunity to qualify. Maybe they underqualified, but still have a chance to win their way in. And that's what we are seeing in a couple of spots, like with Sharky and Storm. So I don't know. So far, a success, and I'm enjoying it. All right, folks, thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. This was fun. I will see you in approximately 18 hours, 17 hours, whatever it is. So we will go ahead and find someone to hang out with. There's a lot of people streaming right now. Tristop, DAS Tetris League, Captain, Knight. That's a bunch of people. Oh, this looks like a good game. Eyeball. Let's go. Let's raid Classic Tetris League. Sometimes I don't raid them because they. But let's spread it around. We'll go ahead and raid Classic Tetris League. They're doing a whole thing. And I'm always a fan of Eyeball, so it's good to see Eyeball over there. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. See you tomorrow. And then after that, we still got to schedule Masters Finals, which will be soon. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, YouTube, just you and me. Thanks again, YouTube and YouTube mods. Thank you so much. Hey, YouTube, let us not talk about the players or anything about them in terms of their personal anything. Let's not make it personal against any player. Those are the rules. That's it. It's easy. If you do stuff like that, you will get deleted. Thanks a lot.